Good evening and welcome to Tales Untold. I am your host, Nikki Lovett, and I look forward to sharing this space with you. We all walk through life and have experiences that maybe only we know, or maybe experiences that others have worked very diligently to cause us to forget. These deep pockets of hurt and pain have caused many to fade away into the deep abyss of the grave. If you were fading and you decided to stay, thank you for bringing your life across our paths because you mean more than you realize. Tales Untold is an open forum to showcase a variety of tales. Some will be shared publicly while others will be shared anonymously. No matter the detail, vulgarity, violence, sexuality, level of abuse, come and share. Be released. It's time to live. May sharing your story bring you peace and may it help someone else. Today's story comes from Angeline of Fort Worth, Texas. Angeline, talk to us.
As a young girl, I was so saddened by my family situation that I grew up feeling not just isolated at home, but at school too. I was never the first pick for any team or friendship. I really got used to being so alone. Talk about the new normal, huh? That's why quarantine wasn't anything for me. Been there, done that. But of course, I sure hope the world doesn't go out like that. Okay, back to the story. But as I approached my teenage years, I craved so desperately to have affection from, well, anyone. Keep in mind, not only did I not have a mother, but I had a father who completely neglected my mental and emotional needs. I was 14 when I lost my virginity, and in that first year alone, I cannot even tell you the number of people I allowed to take part in my body. You know, just lay there and did it, trying to fill a void. At no point was it pleasurable. It didn't even leave me wanting more. It didn't make me feel hurt or used either. I just felt numb. I felt nothing. But there was always the hope that I would come to know and love and fully experience a partnership in my intimate relationship one day. I mean, when I looked at the world out there, everything was chaos. Nonetheless, it's as if I was out there just waiting for love. One of the biggest desires of my heart was not to be loved by a person, but to share love with my person because there is a huge difference. Let me tell you, I wasn't out there prowling the streets looking for a mate. I'd been open to the possibility, of course, but I knew if I just stayed home that my mate wasn't going to come busting my door down to find me. I always found it funny when I heard my girl and guy friends talk about staying home and quote-unquote looking inward or upward or whichever the heck direction they're looking, but they refuse to step out there and make themselves available to encounter their so-called person. I could never understand that mindset. I mentioned previously that I make it a habit to get out there to connect as often as I can make myself feel up to it, and that's an understatement. Most days I don't feel up to it at all, but it's always a choice. I have learned just sitting back and sitting out doesn't get me anywhere but more lost in deep, negative emotions that I refuse to allow to swallow me whole. Oh, and trying to work away the emptiness doesn't work either. So if you're doing that, it will get you nowhere, and fast. But being single was manageable. It was more ideal to me than being abused in any way or stuck in a situation where I would have had to share the one that was supposed to be my partner. I couldn't imagine that group stuff, but no judgment on you if that's your thing. I chose to hang on to my integrity and value. I knew I mattered. Well, until I opened the door to my heart for the first time. But you'll have to wait until next week to hear about that.
Angeline, may the wounds of your heart continue to heal. Even if I am the only one who hears your story, I will be walking into the rest of my day completely encouraged to be the light you have inspired me to be. If any of you have any comments for Angeline, reach out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or email and we will make sure she gets it. Have a tale untold? Reach out to us and we will help you share it with the world. We commit to intense contributor confidentiality practices. The world will only know who you are if you elect to share that on your own. Until next week. This is Nikki Lovett signing off.